Kopi talk. We gonna make you talk. Make sure you talk non-stop. Say what you want, don't stop.
What do you want me intro?
I cannot ask you the intro. I always need the intro, man.
You
always make me do everything in this relationship, Brandon!
This is your fucking show.
Shut the fuck up!
So cute.
And welcome to another episode. Okay, again. And welcome to another episode of Kopi Talk! And we are graced by the presence of the one and only Clinton Jerome.
Hi guys. Thank you for having me.
Man, you know, we're thankful that you made out time from your busy schedule to come on our show, man.
Yeah.
Let's have a little introduction.
Yeah, introduction.
And hi guys, how's it going? I'm Clinton Jerome. I'm originally from Miri, Sarawak, from Borneo. I moved here about 3 years ago, and yeah, been doing music ever since.
And like Clinton, like we've seen you on TV, we've seen your music videos, and again, the voice is just amazing.
Amazing actor.
Right? I mean, like, maybe to those that perhaps do not know you that well, you know, like, how do you got into music?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, so basically I started music at, I think I would say a relatively young age. I'm the only child, so my parents, they, I mean, I'm very lucky to have like really supportive parents. They put me in like music, they exposed me to music at a very young age, and I first started like my music journey, I would say, like through church, like choir.
Oh, church, yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, from there, you know, throughout the years of like singing in front of people, I got like my own, I got into like the whole scene, like I think like how most musicians would, like through like gigs and bar gigs and stuff like that, shows. And I've only recently, I've released stuff like with like labels before, like a couple years back, but been independent, I would say, like maybe like last year. Yeah, ever since like last year, independent, releasing like my own thing, like, you know, doing my own thing. So it's pretty much how like the journey has been until now.
Cool. And like being on this journey that you've done over the years, but what are some of the adversities that you had to overcome to be where you are right now?
I would say the most, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone has their own like obstacles in life when it comes to like pursuing, especially a career in music, but I think for me personally, when it comes to, you know, choosing this life, you know, in the entertainment line, I would say a couple important ones would be like authenticity. I think one of my challenges was truly finding my voice and my sound and who I am as an artist. That was one of the challenges. And second one would be like sustainability, because it is a tough industry, and it's really cutthroat, and you either make it or you don't. And yeah, sustainability, being able to, you know, put food on the table, being able to, you know, pay for the roof on your head, and also being relatable, you know, being present, making sure that you're seen in the industry. That's one of the challenges as well. And of course, I think a lot of, you know, creatives would relate to this, like just being able to get another challenge would be to create, continue, you know, have like the creative juices flowing.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah, I agree with that. Like sometimes like a lot of artists or like those creative people, where they come up with their work, it's like it's kind of hard. Sometimes you have like cock block moments. Yeah, like we call that what, creative block, right? Suddenly just like, I don't know what, like I don't know what to like insert in that scene, or like I don't know how to edit this. Yeah, but it's cool, you know. Sometimes it just takes time.
It's like good topic to segue into is like again, you made a good point. Doing what we do, it's really hard to earn a living to sustain what we're trying to do, you know, especially in the beginning, of course. That's the hardest hurdle. I mean, like, what would you say out there to, like, you know, I'm sure you have a lot of fans and perhaps people that are aspiring to be like you as an artist. Like, what would your, you know, advice be to them to be pursuing their dream but also having that sort of like financial security they need to secure?
I would suggest, I think this is just based on a personal experience. One advice that I would give is to not waste any time.
True.
And to not take any opportunity for granted. Because opportunities, regardless big or small, they come knocking on your door, and we don't know when we don't know how. Sometimes it's literally right in front of you, but sometimes we neglect it. But utilize every single chance you get. Like when you guys called me for to do this show, I figure this is so cool because I don't see a lot of this going on, especially in our country, especially for the local English scene. I feel I'm pretty sure you guys don't neglect artists who are bilingual or artists that puts songs of different language other than English out there.
Right,
but I feel like you're doing it for the voice of the scene here, which is so rare. And this is an opportunity that I saw. So I feel like as an artist, don't waste your time. Grab every opportunity that you can. Be smart about it. Be really cautious as well with who you invest your time and your money and your talent and your craft with. So I think that it's just based off my personal experience.
So I mean, from my understanding, you did a lot of gigs in terms of performances in bars, in clubs perhaps, and live performances as well, and that's a way to sustain income. What other ways you can earn income as an artist?
As an artist, I feel like when you want to sustain and of course living out here on your own, it's not easy at all. Really not easy at all. But I feel like when you do what you gotta do, aside from singing and gigging and stuff like that, I think putting content out there, making yourself seen. I feel like with Brendan, like you said, you produce jingles for people and stuff like that. I also have my fair experiences of doing voiceovers for ads and stuff like that as well. And and for Jason as well, you put up content as well. Regardless of if it's music or fitness and stuff like that. For me, I collab with brands and really get to engage with my audience, build a relationship with my audience, and I feel like that's one way for me to sort of pay the bills at the moment, because with MCO we can't perform. So I'm relying heavily on stream royalties. I'm relying on funds from YouTube counts and views and stuff like that, and working with brands and stuff like that also. And I also teach as well. I give vocal lessons. So that's one way to sort of keep my head above water. I mean, if you want to pursue this line, it's definitely possible, but have a couple of plans in your back pocket. Always be ready.
So talking about vocal lessons, right? So how do you normally I mean, you see different courses that have their own chapters and stuff. So how do you teach? How do you I mean, I myself, I sing too, but not everyone can teach, right? So how do you do it? What do you...
I feel for me, because I don't have a background in teaching, I don't have a degree or a certificate for vocals and whatnot. I've attended classes, I've been taught by coaches before and teachers. So basically what I learn from them is I reuse it. What I learn from them, I teach my students. But if you don't have experience in being taught, and if you're someone that you feel you can teach, I feel when you want to teach someone, it's sort of a trial and error. You educate them based on trial and error for yourself. If you feel this works for you and it's applicable for that person that wants to learn from you, then by all means. But for me, how I do it is that I have a system. I have an audiobook of tracks and vocal techniques and stuff like that that I use on a daily basis for myself, and I provide that for my students.
That's really smart.
I pretty much teach them. I mean, it's not easy at first. It's a bit of a challenge because not everybody's voice works the same. Not everyone
that's
has
very true.
The same level of understanding. And it's about finding that balance. I mean, it's just going to school, I suppose.
It's you're guiding and mentoring them,
right?
What is right and what is wrong, what pitch and stuff.
Cool. If let's say right now, just for Kopi Talks audience today, three tips that you can give to the aspiring singer, how can they improve their vocals?
Okay, 3 major tips for aspiring singers. I would say, first of all, this is very difficult. I think this is the most difficult for all of us singers because, I mean, we never do this, but
you can try a few tricks.
And
let's see if we can do it.
Okay, this is something that we don't I can't really show right now. But first, it's of course, get enough rest. Yeah, like I don't sleep. Period. Like I don't sleep. Like I would sleep at like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, and then
Like yeah, that's about it. And then but of course the next one would be, aside from rest, next one would be like warm-ups. Warm-ups usually I would like do like normal like lip drills. I mean, I'm like, if you watch High School Musical, like
oh,
yeah, like
that's cool.
like that's like the fastest, most effective way to wake up your voice. And then when you wake up, you have like this very sexy, like, you know, like
Raspy
voice. So I normally do like what I call like a vocal fry. It's like I would start really low, like
Oh, it's like working your throat.
Warming up.
yeah,
Warming up lah.
warming up lah, basically.
Because some people they do like growls.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, come on, runs.
yeah, all this type of runs to just like, because it, like you said, depends on people's voice,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, like some people like those high key types. Maybe those are good, right?
Yeah.
Like
growling and like I don't know, like whatever works for you and your body, like you know your body best, but usually that's what I would teach my students lah. Lip drills, breathing exercises, really like, you know, open your diaphragm. Like these are just like your standard tips and tricks to like warming up the voice if you're a singer. Yeah, I mean I'm in no way a professional educator, but like this is what I was taught. So.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you definitely want to learn more than just these 3 tips, make sure you go and ask Clinton. Now, how can they contact you if they want to join your vocal classes?
Well, you can just DM me on social media. It's all at Clinton Jerome Chua everywhere. So
yeah, go check it out.
yeah.
Check it out. And you know, one of the things that you know make me like, wow, this guy is amazing, is like he appeared on TV, man.
Oh man.
Man, how is that feeling, like appearing on TV, on national TV, and like, man, everyone recognizes you.
Oh man.
How's that feeling, man?
To be honest, very nerve-wracking because I don't know. For me personally, it's nerve-wracking because I feel, I don't know, I have this thing whereby I have to present myself in a certain way. I have this mentality whereby I need to make sure that I'm always, you know, pristine, well put together, and very composed. And you know when you have eyes watching you, it's okay. It's like this. I'm pretty sure you guys will understand. It's like imagine you guys walk into a store, right? Whatever store it may be, like a music shop or a sports shop, whatever, and then like you have all this stuff, right? They're just like following you, like, you know, just helping you, like, do you need any help, or would you like to see and all that? You say it's okay, but then like they're still looking at you and like just going around.
Like the annoying eyes.
Like times it by 100, right?
Times it by 100 if you're on TV, depending on how many people's watching. So that's how I felt initially, but after a while you kind of like okay, you just tell yourself like calm down, relax, breathe. They're gonna forget about it. Like after a couple months, it's fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like you know, something like a lot of people out there wouldn't have the feeling, or would really like to be, you know, like, you know, how it feels like basically on air, man. So like, other than that, I think so. Like, you just dropped out, you know, a new song, a new single, and I mean, I just watched that music video. It was super simple and just super artsy. Man, how was the whole process of like shooting the whole? I mean, how the song came out? Like, where did it started from? What's the spark for it?
The spark for it. Okay. Well, to those of you who are watching, my song is called "Don't Wanna Wait." Available everywhere, I think.
Yeah, it's a damn good song.
Damn good song,
Thank you,
really.
thank you.
Legit.
I worked with a friend who is based in the States, and basically like we went back and forth a couple times about the vibe that I'm going for. The inspiration behind the song is basically about it talks about love, like just like every single other song in the world, but it's basically about knowing where you stand in love, regardless if in a relationship or whatever it is, in love in general, knowing your place in love. And yeah, the inspiration was from an ex. I mean, as cliche as that sounds, I've dated like a bunch of times before, but this was from a really early relationship. So when I wrote the song, it was pretty emotional because like it's sort of like a song where I go back and forth in my mind, and towards the ending of the song, it's the part where I decide, okay, enough is enough. This is where I stand in this relationship when it comes to love, and that's pretty much how it goes. And like the production of the song, when it was sent back to me and I vibed with it and then like wrote the lyrics, we put it together, release, and then the rest is history. For the music video part though, it was a bit challenging because like how we've highlighted earlier on, like us as independents, it's not as easy to create something, especially when it comes from our own back pocket.
Yeah, that's true.
But I've been very fortunate to have a team that could accommodate to that. Like, I mean, of course, I had to work hard. Like I had to make sure like I book every single gig that I can get my hands on, like corporate shows, like those big paying shows, or even like my regular gigs at like bars. Like I have to make sure that I save up and I have to make sure this and that. But I've also been fortunate enough to have like a little bit of funding support from like my local like bars that I've worked with for so long already, and super grateful for that. Like shout out to 713 in PJ. And yeah, like it's hiring my team, Indigo Studios from Miri, Sarawak, like my childhood friends who are also like doing production work as well. Flew them over here, came up with the concept during Chinese New Year when I went back home. Flew them over here, shot in like 2 days, and then post-production, and that's it. And then everything was like marketing like on like my own side.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like the music video again. I said, if you guys haven't checked it out, you should really check it out.
Yeah,
on YouTube. It's, I mean, the fact that it's done in such a very minimalist. It's done in a minimalist, manner, and the way you convey, and I mean the vocals is just so, heavenly.
Yes, I would.
We actually
I
heard
agree.
it. We heard it live, man.
Yes.
And I remember, like you said, performing in bars. Like Brendan, we had a casual conversation, and the topic was there's certain artists that feel like it's a bit degrading to perform in bars.
Yeah.
Why is that? What's your opinion on this kind of thing?
Actually, for me, I felt that it's not really degrading. It's most okay. You see, normally bars or like anywhere, like any platform that way you can sing live, they pay you, kan?
Right.
So when they pay you, they expect you to sing something that people are like they know.
Right.
So it's like you're not singing your own singles,
Right.
or like your own songs. So it's kind of sort of like unfair in a sense, because like sometimes like an artist yourself, you make the songs already. You plan to make it as a platform for you yourself to like show your songs to the audience. But sometimes not everyone knows how to appreciate arts like that. So it's like you can't really blame the owners too. It's like unless the owner really want you to do it. Yeah. So sometimes those owners will be just like just sing some songs that they know. You know, like yeah. So that's why maybe I felt that some of the artists they just don't do it that much. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it, Clinton?
I agree, of course, to an extent. I mean, when you are hired to work at a place where you are required to perform, of course, the job is to cater to the audience's needs, because that's where the income comes in for the business. But at the same time, also it also depends on the relationship that you have with the business.
Yes.
Like I've been singing at Lenoir for like a couple of years now, and I've been singing at 713 for a couple of years now. I've had moments whereby customers will want me to sing certain songs, and I do deliver, because at the same time I have to bear in mind that okay, this is not my own show, like this is not my own concert.
True.
As much as I want it to be, but I have to make sure that okay, this is what's gonna be able to fund whatever it is that I want to do.
Yes.
So I look at it in a way as that okay, maybe I'm not the biggest fan of this song that they want, but
you try to portray your way. Right,
yeah, I portray it my way, like I do it my way, so it's comfortable for me. But at the same time, also I have to remember like okay, if I want to make sure that I get the bigger picture done, then this is what I gotta do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like if you are a musician who are struggling with that, look at it in a way whereby you use it as practice.
True.
Yeah. Like to be honest, whenever I sing at bar gigs or like my regular shows, I always take it as training and practice. Like whenever I have like my own like themed or my own concert type of shows. You get what I mean? Yeah.
Speaking about it, have you performed any of your songs at the bars?
To be quite frank, no. I have performed at my own songs at like my own shows.
Yeah, of course.
Like
that one, of course.
Yeah, of course, like my own shows. Yes, but not at like bars or anything.
I'm sure very soon people are going to sing. Other people are going to sing your song at bars.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that would be like every singer's dream, I guess.
like you know, we just listened to a couple of like songs that were of course made in Malaysia, and I can't help but have the feeling of it being so proud at the amount of variety, amount of talent that's out there in our country. But one of the issues that perhaps we want to discuss with you, Clinton, is in terms of viewership, in terms of streams on Spotify or any of sort platforms, I feel like it's kind of lacking. It's always kind of sad when I hear a song that is just totally international standard, which most of them that we listen to are not getting the attention that they deserve. And I've discussed this extensively with a lot of different artists on our shows, which is again, if we go again over to countries such as Indonesia, as Thailand, we can see they rack up 3 digits of millions in their views. But how do you think that we can overcome this? I mean, like, the songs that get millions of views in our country are of course Malay songs, and this of course it's obvious, is 95% of the population speak Bahasa Melayu. Of course, it's our national language, and we're not blaming that. It's just that how can we get our English songs to be reaching those millions? I think the people that I think Yuna is the only one that has millions of views on English songs.
Like for Yuna and Sona One, for them, I felt that because they have put themselves out there. Like Yuna, she purposely go to US and just stay there and to know people there, and she build relationships at the end of the day. So like Sona One, he has relationships everywhere. So maybe that's how they proceed lah.
What are you, Clinton?
I do agree. I feel like, of course, predominantly the audiences here is predominantly more Malay speaking. Like, the language is definitely there, and of course, it comes down to like a lot of aspects. It comes down to how much money is being pushed into the song to be promoted. Depending on like label, or if you're an independent artist, it also depends on how much power or focus or fire that's being pushed into the song in a way. Like for example, like for Yuna, like she started in the Malay scene, but then she transitioned to like the English scene, and she went to the US and made a name for herself. But I feel like in order for us to reach those numbers, is to, I don't know, like I feel like the phrase that comes to my mind is monkey see, monkey do.
Right.
Like Yuna has proven to do just that, and she sort of like paved the way for us to do that. So I feel like she is the prime example of how we can achieve that.
Very true.
But I feel at the same time also that it's more of like creating the awareness within our community. And that's why we have like shows like this, we have shows like this because like a lot of media outlets nowadays, they focus on what they choose, what they want, because it's so filtered, because it's so nitpicked to what is accustomed to them, what they're so familiar with. Like the moment they see something that's not familiar or uncharted territory, they're like, maybe no, like
that's what I call traditional mindset.
Well, like however you want to call it, exactly.
I mean, that's the whole reason why we started this series of shows. Again, it goes to, I just feel that it's unjust that there is such great talent in our home country, but there's always people's personal bias that if it's overseas it's better, and if it's Malaysian it's like maybe not so good. Again, it's creating awareness. You make a great point. This is the reason why we have our shows, to create awareness that look, Malaysia just as good as American songs or British songs, whatever. But again, it's building that awareness, and again, you said community, and my vision is to have this community of people that are in the music industry, not necessarily people that are artists alone, because we know we need to have an ecosystem. The ecosystem also includes people that do videos, people that do talk shows like this, people that do graphic designs, and if you are one of them and you're watching this show, definitely just send me a message.
Just DM us, man.
The key word is collaborations. That's how we must follow in the footsteps of Yuna, in a sense. And not necessarily you have to go to the States, but definitely collaboration is key. We as the human beings, this is why we are where we are right now in terms of the species, because we essentially have the best teamwork among all animals, I guess. Not the most best way to put it, but I think so you get to know, you get to understand what I'm trying to say. We need to basically collaborate, because what I see in the Malaysian music scene is we have groups. We have a lot of groups. we have a lot of different small groups, but you know, I definitely want to create a larger thing. I have a bigger vision for this, and me and Brendan, we discussed this extensively, and you know, we definitely are so thankful that people like you are, you know, on board with us, supporting us, you know. I mean, because our show just started, and you know, we're racking up only like what 100, 200 kind of views on YouTube right now.
Baby steps.
So I mean, I appreciate every single one of you that actually watched this.
Oh, sweet moments.
I'm taking too much of the spotlight right now. I need to ask you some questions right now. Okay, your manager is someone that I see a lot in your stories. Man, what's the story with you and your manager?
Okay, so my manager, shout out to Stephanie. I miss you so much. I've not seen you since like MCU. I'm not sure if you're gonna see this, but it's okay. I think you will if I tell you. Yeah, she used to manage this the premier jazz club in KL called No Black Tie. And she also was the former manager of Harik Iskandar. I don't know, we go back by about over a year, I think. And I knew her when I had like my couple later. Wait, no, that's not right. I knew her from like my last few gigs in No Black Tie. Yeah, so and from there we sort of like hit it off, and then like she produced Borneo Jazz Festival in Sarawak.
Oh, she's the one?
Yeah, she
oh
produced
my god!
Dude,
Yeah,
I
she
wanted to
produced
go there.
Oh yeah, please, like come to like Miri anytime, like my hometown.
Oh,
Like,
of course.
Yeah.
I'll hit you up.
Yeah, we let you know when we're going together.
Yeah,
we
if
go
you
together.
next
Yeah.
year, I think. Every year, right?
Yeah, it's every year.
so-
Well, except this year, because
Yeah,
obviously,
Yeah. Next year, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she produces the show. She's the mastermind behind all of it, and then like we work together. In that big project, and that's where I sort of like vibe with her.
Right.
And then I was like, you know what? Do you want to like work together like as partners, like in this, like, you know? Then that's how we came to be.
Okay, that's great. And at what point do you think someone that's aspiring to be an artist should be not considering getting a manager?
Okay, well, this is just based on personal experience. I feel like you should consider getting someone. I wouldn't say get a manager, but I would use the term consider to get someone that can be accountable for you.
Yeah, like can take care of you.
Yeah,
like
can take care of you, correct. Being accountable for you, because for me at that time I felt like it started to get overwhelming.
Right, I see.
Like the workload and the back end stuff, it started to get really, really overwhelming. And we hit it off very well, and she's someone that I cherish and love so dearly. And I feel like when you are at a point in your career where you feel like you need someone to be accountable for you, and you know that point is coming in your career, that's when you know that now is the time for me to get someone that can be accountable for me, and someone that I can work and trust, you know, and build that relationship with.
True.
Very true.
So, speaking about steps, which is one of the biggest steps that you had. I mean, like, I just moved to KL recently, and you had to, of course, make the jump from your hometown basically to here. And what's it like? Do you have to adapt to things that were like in KL? Because I know I had to adapt in KL. Things just move at a whole different pace in KL, man. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's
So,
a
like,
city of speed.
Yeah, city of speed. And like, how did you? What's your experience coming to KL and like adjusting to life here?
What pushed me to come here was, this is gonna be so cliche, but what pushed me to come here was a breakup.
Oh,
Actually.
Cliche.
It was so cliche, but like what pushed me to come here was a breakup. I knew that as much as I loved home, like home, Miri will always be home. Miri is always going to be home. But I knew at that moment in time, like, enough is enough. Like, I need to get on with my life. I need to do something with my life. So I decided to just, you know what? Fuck it. Apply for a job. Didn't really care or thought through about the consequences of the job. Then came over. It was horrible, by the way, that job. Like, that job was horrible. But the people were great. Like, they were just a bunch of enthusiasts, and I do cherish them. But I think personally, like, my excuse was just to find a job that I didn't click with and come here. And then, like, to answer your question, like, to adapt to everything, like, like life in KL is like it's like boom, 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 boom. Like everything was like super fast, but to be honest, I lived for it. I loved it.
Yes.
I loved it. The moment I arrived, the adrenaline rush just like
it's like keep on got obstacles come and hit you.
like come at me, bitch. Like I'm ready for you. It was really tough because like I was couch surfing like at a friend's place for a couple months, and then like bless my friend, like really I really miss my friend.
Take good care of you.
Yeah, took care of me, and then there came a point where I left my job that I applied for, which was only like for about like few months away, because I really couldn't handle it. I just knew it wasn't for me. Then I applied for another job with Universal Music, and I rented my first place. Like I had friends who are also from Sarawak and they're based here. They really took care of me. Like shout out to like Ivan, Iko, Jovian. Like you guys are like, sorry, another Ivan. Like these are my friends who really look out for me when I came here. They really took care of me. They're friends from church. They really look out for me. They really took care of me, and I owe it all to them. Like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. Like if it wasn't for them, I'd probably change my mind and fly back home to Sarawak. So it was really fast paced. I loved it. I had to adapt. It was tough. It was definitely not easy, especially coming from a place where the pace is so much different.
True.
Yeah.
And I think so that the word support, like the people that you hang out with, is really important. Like when I came to KL, thank God for Brandon right over here. Thanks to Ivan also. Okay, just now why we laugh is because there's another Ivan behind the camera. Those listening behind to some context. Okay. Again, it's why I love living with Brandon and Ivan. First thing first, they're clean people. They don't live very messily.
True.
Yeah. So like even though when we're really lazy, so we kind of know that we're not gonna clean the house, so we're gonna hire like some people like cleaning services to come and clean the house. So that's actually very important. Yeah, the people that you live
very
with.
important.
Yeah, and another thing is like it's very important. Like I think so. Like Brandon had before we came to this place, we were actually staying in a place called M3 Mall somewhere around the area.
Yeah,
and I kind of like it. Just there's a certain vibe with that place because you know the people that you were living with, they're not in the same goal with you.
Yeah.
And you don't really talk really much. Everyone's like hi bye kind of thing.
It's just random housemates.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It's like when you come over. Like for me, I came from Ipoh, same with like Jason.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like we come over here, and then it's like for me when I came here, so I also need to rent my own place and stuff. So it's just hard, you know. And sometimes because of saving money. Takkan you come over here, you straight away got money. Oh, okay, I'm gonna rent a big ass house. You can't do that shit. Yeah, so it's like, okay, I'll start from a room. Right. What normal people do.
Yeah.
So start from a room, then you have confirm. If you're lucky, then you might get like, oh, all the housemates are like cool people.
Yeah.
But if you're unlucky, you get fucked up people.
Yeah.
Don't clean the toilet and shit. Finish eating and then just leave the plates there and then for fucks. Yeah. Man, it's just hard.
Yeah, and we all three of us also, we on our free times, we game together.
Yeah.
We even do business together. I mean, look, we're working on this project together. And I went, when you say hi a bit.
Just the voice.
We need to shine some limelight on this guy too. Yeah. So anyways, again, it's a support crew. I think a lot of people out there, like they're listening to this, they're not from KL. I think we all can understand that there is a certain sort of like anxiousness because I remember the feeling that before I came to KL, I was both excited and I was scared at the same time. That's just how I felt. And I mean, you telling your story, we telling our story. I mean, look, if you're trying to make a career in music, would you say that?
Not only music, like any arts.
Yeah, any art stuff. Do you think that the only way is to come to KL?
Yes and no. It depends. I'm sort of like, I wouldn't say sort of like on the fence on this, but I feel like well, no, how do I put this? In all honesty, for me, yes, I knew that I couldn't pursue my career if I didn't come here.
Right.
Like, to answer your question, like for me, if it was me, I know I would not be able to pursue or do what I'm doing right now if I didn't come here.
Right.
I'm not saying that you can't start in your own home, but
eventually.
But what you can do is inspire those from your own home to actually create something and make something of
Right.
themselves.
Yes.
And you know, show them that yes, I'm spreading my wings, I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm doing it out here, but that does not diminish the value of what you can do back at home.
Right.
Very, very true.
Yeah. Like it doesn't diminish the value at all.
Everything can actually start from home. It's just
Yeah.
like, okay, singing. Like nowadays, okay, like back then, maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe your parents might not let you use like social media
Right.
or like give you a phone
Yeah.
or a gadget. But nowadays, really, even kids play with iPad.
Right.
Come on, man. You tell me you can't just do music? Come on, just download the goddamn software.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was someone that is always very adamant that look, you could achieve success even at your own home place, and I was a strong believer of this. Eventually, like I just had to come to grips with it, because why? I know I work in production, so I make videos, commercials, and stuff. I was making a good living in Ipoh, but I know if I wanted to pursue more forward my career, I knew I needed to come to KL. And thank God for Brandon, he's the one that actually pushed me, like, you need to get your ass right now. And the very next month I actually came, not knowing, and it was kind of scary for me because I never left like a lot of other people. Like I didn't have a tertiary education, so I never went to university. So this was the first time actually like I left my home, and I remember one of the memories that was a bit sad was like my mom when I left for the first time. She was crying, like she never cried the whole way until the moment like I was just before going the gate. She was already like tearing up. Call mommy, oh my god! And then like I just held my tears, like, don't worry, mommy, I okay one. And then like she was so worried about the coronavirus and all that, right? And I remember she just said like, careful, no, simply go out, And I said, mommy, don't worry, your son very strong one. The virus should be afraid of me infecting it instead.
Such a sweetheart.
So just to reassure my mom and stuff like, and I held it back until like the moment I hit the highway, I started crying because like my mom. This is the first time also I'm leaving, and I'm kind of scared but thank God there's Brendan here it's really like a brother to me So I think so. We can end it with this, and maybe we have some parting words for those people that are listening that perhaps are inspired to be like you, in a sense that are trying to pursue your music career. What would be some advice for them?
Well, first of all, I hope that whoever's watching this, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to these talented crazy bunch. Like every single thing that they have, like Kopi Talk, podcasts, all that good stuff. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be linked down below.
Yes.
And yeah, once again, if you want to find me, Clinton Jerome Chua, everywhere.
Yeah.
Parting words of advice, I feel that would be value the people around you. Value yourself just as much. Don't waste any time, because in an industry like this, it tends to move a little bit more faster than expected. But at the same time, also value your art and your craft. Yeah, because everybody's different, everybody's special and unique, and this is something that I've always emphasized to my peers in the scene as well. If we don't support one another, who is going to?
Very, very true.
So, don't take anyone for granted. Value yourself. Take care of yourself. You only have one life. This is so cliche, but you only have one life. Make full use of it and enjoy it, and live your truth.
Very true. And to use something that's a bit old, maybe outdated, a bit YOLO.
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 You only live once.
YOLO.
Yeah.
So anyways, again, thank you so much for coming on our show. And it was so much fun talking to you, Clinton, and getting to know you.
Thank you for
We have
having
so
me.
many things that's similar aside from our surname.
Yes.
Yeah, so like make sure you check out his latest song.
Yeah.
And I know we should tune into all our shows, Best Malaysian Playlist, the Music Share, and of course Kopi Talk itself. So again, that's all from us, and sayonara. Bye.